Opal Canyon. That was truly a lovely set. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chris.
First off, can you guys tell me a little bit about how you guys got started as a group?
Sure. Well, Dave and I were first in the band And the Neighbors. We had a duo, and we had an album that we wrote for that called No Fences, and Bobby actually played on that with us, and we all started playing together a bit, doing some shows locally, and then before you know it, we added a rhythm section, which was Jason, and I started writing songs around that time, and as I was writing the songs, Dave kept saying, I think these are band songs. These are bigger than just the two of us. They really need a band. So I kept writing, and we kept sort of scheming about getting our band together, and lo and behold, we got to ask our friend Ray Mason here to join us, and this is the five of us. This is Opal Canyon.
And kind of the biggest news is the release of your debut record.
Yes.
So what was the process of recording that record like?
Yeah, it was actually a lot of fun. We recorded with Justin Pizziferrato at Stone Lab Studios over in East Hampton, and we just we went in there with all the songs, kind of ready to go, and we did some rounds of practicing. We felt good, and we went in the studio and we did it live for the most part, which was wonderful because I think it really captured, the great energy that we have as a band, and just the fun that we have playing together. So I think that Justin did a great job kind of holding on to that for us.
And what's the reception been like from that record? Like, what have been some memorable stories of people like having listened to it? And,
yeah, well, I think
to you about it?
Probably the most wonderful thing that happened to us was we got to open for Los Lobos.
Oh, that's fantastic.
At Gateway City Arts, and that was due to a friend of ours who works with with the band, who heard the record and loved what he heard and said, I think you guys would be great opening up for them. And we were we thought it, it was too good to be true. So I said, pinch me, and it was true. So it was great.
So obviously it hasn't even been a full year since you released this, but I had to ask, like, are you planning a follow-up at this point, or?
My little wheels are always turning, and I'm almost always writing, so I definitely have some songs that we're starting to work out. So there will be a part 2 for sure. Kind
of in the planning stages at this point.
Yes, in the planning stages, and right now the songs exist on my iPhone. Which is where most of us start, I think. I do a lot of walking, and a song comes to me, and I have my phone with me, and I get the idea down, and then I turn it over to Dave, and he puts the beautiful chords behind it, and then we bring it to the band, and
I have a lot of work to do.
It grows, yeah. I got a few things on his list.
There's something to be said about just like recording snippets of songs in the moment and then developing them later.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes something that I think is a whole song will actually become part of another song, and so it's kind of cool how you do it. You sit with it a little bit over time, and then it, kind of comes together organically.
And this is a question for everyone in the group. Just want to ask you about your different influences and how you bring those influences to the group.
Who wants to
take it? So we can kind of go in a circle.
We'll go to Ray first.
I have way too many influences, I mean, I dig the songs that Deb and Dave write, and so, I mean, my influences personally, I suppose it comes out in everything you do in a way, from the Beatles, Everly Brothers, Sam Cooke, Miles Davis, John Coltrane, NRBQ, goes on and on. I could give you a list of 10,000, but I don't have that kind of time.
If we had 5 hours, that would work.
But I hear different influences in Deb and Dave's music, too. I think everything you listen to or you grow up listening to comes out in some way, inspires you in some way, I think,
yeah. I bring more of a, these guys are... studied country a lot more than I have, so I kind of bring a psychedelic rock and roll influence to it, as well as the harmonies, but it's kind of a salad of all of us. I've been playing with Jay for like 30 years and been playing on and off with Bobby with Ware River Club, just sitting in with them, and Ray over the years, and I kind of got my wife from the living room onto the stage, so basically, and she has a lot of influence as well, but I definitely, a lot of home recordings, and I definitely am a Neil Young fan and indie rock fan, and kind of bring a little bit of that to it. So that's been kind of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of with Ray. I mean, in terms of my own influences, I've listened to all different kinds of music my whole life. But playing with these guys, I just try to listen to what it is that they're doing and best serve the song as much as I can. I suppose I bring an influence of my own to that, but I try not to have it be overbearing, to be sure.
Well, I'd echo a lot of what I heard my friends say here, and I found some of my recent influences a lot later, looking back, NRBQ, some of their early records, and as Dave said, I've been playing with him on and off for years, and when we got Fancy Trash together, 18 years ago, I was really inspired by Dave and the rock and the performance and the songs that he brings, and of course I've been a Lonesome Brothers fan, Ray Mason fan for years, and played off and on and recorded with Bob over the years, so I feel real lucky to be part of this and just have it all come together so organically, as Deb said.
And that leaves me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sort of a child of kind of the Motown era, and I loved the Supremes as a kid, and I also loved a lot of country. I love Patsy Cline, and I love Loretta Lynn, and so I kind of have, I think, a mixture of all that that comes together in the songs, and it's sort of an interesting mixture, and I'm definitely a little bit more from a country side of things, and Dave is not to be Donnie and Marie here, but Dave's a little more rock and roll, so it kind of works together really nicely. And we've been calling the music that we're doing modern country with a psychedelic kind of flair, which I think describes it pretty well.
Oh, I dig it. It's cool. Last question: do you guys have any gigs coming up through late December into January?
We do. We're really excited to play First Night again down in Northampton. And we're going to be at Lyman Hall, I believe, at 5 o'clock. And it is such a great night. There's so many wonderful musicians to see and performance artists. And so hopefully folks will want to come by and see us and stay warm. It's warm in Lyman Hall. Last year it was freezing cold. So come and see us. And we're putting on a set. And later that night, Fancy Trash, Dave's band, is also playing up at Edwards Church, I believe, at 9 o'clock. So it'll be a great night of music.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank
Thanks
you.
Opal Canyon, everyone.
Thank you so much.